guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Thursday, October the 17th, and I'm in the kitchen today and I am going to make a pan of baked scalloped corn. So let's get busy. This recipe is from my subscriber, Sarah J. She gave it to me, I would say at least a year ago, and I'm just now getting around to making it. So I'm excited to make it. It's simple and easy and it sounds delicious. And this is Sarah J's grandma's recipe. It's very easy, so I will give you the ingredients and we will get it in the oven and get busy baking it. So let's get started. Okay, so it calls for 1 can of creamed corn. So I just have 1 can here of Del Monte creamed corn. 1 egg, it says to beat it into the corn. 1/2 cup cracker crumbs, crushed. 1/2 cup of milk. A tablespoon of butter, cut up. And she said her grandma threw a handful of sugar in it. So let's see if we can get this stirred up and in the oven baking today. So I went ahead and started crushing my cracker crumbs. I just put them in a plastic bag here. This is about, let's see, I used a whole sleeve. It calls for 1/2 cup in the casserole itself. And then I want to sprinkle some on top. So I used a whole sleeve and then about 3/4 of another sleeve. And those are regular saltine crackers. And they do have the salted tops. So I just put them in the plastic bag and then I will just mash them up real quick with my potato masher. So I hope everybody is enjoying this beautiful cooler weather. Can't complain about it being too hot, not when it's in the 50s outside, and I consider it nearly perfect weather. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, I just have a small pan here. I think it's maybe 13 by 6 or 8. It's small. So go ahead and pour your creamed corn into your pan. Now you can double or even triple this, just depending on how many people you want to serve. But since I'm just cooking for myself, I'm not going to be doubling it or tripling it or anything. So, like I told y'all before, I do like to rinse my recyclables out so that they don't smell. Even here in New York, they only pick up the recyclables once a week. So I got my creamed corn in here. Now I'm going to call for 1 egg. So I have 1 large egg and 1/2 cup of milk. So let's just go ahead and just beat that up a little bit. Now you can mix all of this together in a bowl. So with the corn, but I figure I can just stir it right here in the pan. Try to make it as easy and simple as possible. This corn smells so good already. My mother, when I was growing up, we had a big garden, and Daddy always planted several rows of corn, and we would go out there and pick the corn and bring it inside and shuck it, and then Mother would, she would stand the corn up on the bottom of it and then cut it off with a knife, and then she would scrape the cob and make like a creamy mixture out of it. And that's how she made our creamed corn, and she would cut it up like that and blanch it and put it in bags and freeze it. Okay, so the next ingredient is a tablespoon of butter, and then she said a handful of sugar. My grandma would just pour a handful of sugar in it. Let's see how much is a handful of sugar. I'm afraid my hand's pretty big, so it's going to be a lot of sugar. I would say maybe about 1/8 of a cup. So put your sugar in there. You know, us old country cooks, we love to cook with a lot of sugar. And add some black pepper. I'm not going to put much salt because the crackers are salty. And just a few little shakes of salt. let's stir that up, and then I'm going to put in my 1/2 cup of crushed saltine cracker crumbs. I'm sure this would just kind of thicken it up a little bit. Now, I did see one. I cook a lot of recipes from that online site called allrecipes.com. They had one with bacon and corn casserole, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, let's see if my butter is melted. I did just went ahead and put a stick of butter in my measuring cup and put it in the oven to melt it. It's not completely melted, but it's almost melted. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the butter to the casserole, and then I'll pour the rest of it on the top. Just let it melt a little bit more. Let me turn my oven up some. And you do want to bake this for 45 minutes. Let's see what it says. Combine and bake at 350 degrees for 40 to 60 minutes. Wow, there's a big variation there. Stick knife in the middle to come up clean. Okay. So I was telling a story about when I was in high school, and I entered this beauty pageant. And it was sponsored by the Future Farmers of America, and it was for the FFA Sweetheart. So I was telling that story about how I was elected to be the sweetheart, but then one of my classmates' mother got mad about me being elected and started a big fuss about me not being a member of the Home Economics Club, and she wanted me to be taken off of being the Future Farmers of America sweetheart. She just caused a big stink about it, but the judges let me be the queen for that. But Sarah J. did tell me that, do you remember telling me, sweetheart, that you were the runner-up for the FFA sweetheart? So those were some good times and a lot of fun stories, and I love remembering them. So let me go ahead and sprinkle the cracker crumbs on top of the corn casserole, and I'll pour a little butter on top, and then we will get it in the oven to cook. Nice and crushed. You can use Ritz crackers or those Keebler Townhouse crackers, just whatever you prefer. This recipe is very forgiving, and just make it to suit your own taste and whatever you have on hand in your pantry. And I finally got around to going to the grocery store early this morning and bought me some bacon and eggs. It's the first day since I've lived in my studio here in New York that I've fried bacon. Oh, and it was nice to be back to eating my old favorite breakfast that I love so much. You know, since these crackers have salt on the tops, I probably shouldn't have added any salt to the casserole, but that's okay. I'm sure it's still going to be delicious. Okay, so I have, let's see, what is that? About a 4/3 of a cup of melted butter, so I'm just going to pour this over the top. There's another dish that I make. It's actually a macaroni and cheese casserole. I don't have the recipe. I don't think I ever did write it down. It was just always in my head. So I will make that one day. You use a can of condensed cream of chicken, mushroom, either cream of chicken soup or cream of mushroom soup. Yeah, big gobs of butter there. Boy, this smells good already, and it hasn't even started cooking. Y'all, I love these little oven mitts. Thank you, Paula, for sending these to me. So, let's put this at 350. I'm going to get it in the oven and let it bake for about 45 minutes. And I'm going to put you on pause, and I'll be right back, and we'll tell some stories. So I'm back with the corn casserole or corn souffle, whatever you want to call it. So this is what a piece of it looks like. I did cook it probably about 40 minutes. So let's taste it. It smells good. It is delicious. It is absolutely delicious. I will have to say it's a little bit on the sweet side because I put a big old handful of sugar in it. I mean, it tastes almost like dessert. And the little bit of egg that's in it, it's just a myriad of different tastes. It kind of tastes a little bit like egg custard too, with a little corn in it. I'm going to have to make an egg custard pie one day. I have a good recipe for that. So Sarah J, thank you for this recipe, which I will leave in the description below. I dug out all my old pictures and I was trying to find the picture of me when I was crowned the FFA sweetheart. But y'all, there are hundreds and hundreds of pictures to go through, and I just don't have the time to do that today. So, anyway, on about the lady that tried to get me dethroned from, well, I didn't get a throne, so I reckon I got about a half dozen of red roses. I reckon she was going to have me de-rosed. Y'all, that old woman is still kicking. She's got to be at least 85, and she's still just as nasty and ugly as she ever was. And my sister Bobby, who owns the hair salon in Lumberton, she still fixes the old lady's hair. And everybody in town knows exactly when that woman's appointment is, and they don't go anywhere near my sister's salon on the day that she's going to be there. She's done pissed off everybody in Lumberton. So I want to thank you for being here with me today. I want you to know that I love you, and I hope you're having a good day. If you're not, then get up and do something to treat yourself, and turn it into a good day. Don't let the old doldrums get you down. So I love you. Please give me a thumbs up, and y'all just keep on coming back. Bye, guys.